Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and summoners alike. We have a very interesting game for you tonight. We have Vicious Delicious on the blue team versus Keep Calm Pull Drones on the purple team. This is just a kind of a scrim just to get everyone, warm and loosened up. We do have a little bit of people saying about that ping. And this is Attackfang speaking here. You can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Own3D. All you have to do is put /Attackfang. And right here with me is 0ctaviah. You can find her on twitter.com/0ctaviah. Make sure you put the O instead of the 0. Or 0 instead of the O. Sorry about that. 0ctaviah?
Absolutely. Hi guys, it's great to be here this evening. We are just starting this game. Everyone is making their purchases. I'm going to be watching out for some great level 1 invades if they do happen. Everyone's loading up with their boots and pots.
Yep, everyone is loading up with their boots and pots. Would you like to do the introductions for the team?
Absolutely. I will start with the support for Vicious Delicious is Kagemahu on Janna. We have Beach, the AD carry on Sivir. Lollerfail, the jungler on Shyvana. We have Coley on Udyr for the top lane. Yidra on Karthus for the AP mid. On the other team, we have Keep Calm Pull Drones. We have Foul Incident on Dr. Mundo. He's going to be jungling. Flying Candy Bung on Nunu. He's going to be supporting bottom. We have Kog'Maw, the AD carry. That's Smokey33. Super Kyle on Rise for their AP carry. And Sacred Infinity on Lulu for the top lane. That should be very interesting to see.
Okay, thank you, 0ctaviah. And it looks like right here we don't have any invading happening. Do you notice any particular interesting builds that you see right now? Anything that kind of catches your eye or surprises you?
Everything looks pretty standard. You know, you have your pots and your boots that's going to give you movement speed and sustaining in the early lane, especially when you have two supports that cannot heal you. It's important to have those boots and pots to dodge CC and minimize the damage, and have the pots to keep you alive.
And right you are. And interesting, think about this. Shyvana did not counter jungle and grab the red. Most Shyvanas actually do kind of do that counter jungler route, especially when, Mundo does need that red. We could have done a level 1 fight. I'm not 100% sure, though, how they would have went level 1 versus level 1. We do have some action bottom, just a little bit of auto-attacking between Beach and Kagemahu of Vicious Delicious' team. We do have Nunu and Blood Boil. How do you think the bottom lane will pan out?
I'm really excited to see this bottom lane, actually. I've seen these players play before. They're both very strong. Beach is a very impressive AD
We have a
carry.
gank on bottom on Yidra. Yidra wastes his flash, but Super Kyle did get his Rune Prison up, and that is a little bit of damage. Kind of gives Karthus just a little bit of poke and saying like, oh, this is my mid lane. You're not gonna do anything about it.
Absolutely, chasing off Mundo and saying, no, I know how that works, so great job there, Yidra on Karthus.
Yeah, and Team Vicious Delicious, no foreigner in the team competitive team matches. They did place 3rd in the amateur tournament number 4 that was just hosted last night.
Absolutely, they're a very strong team, very impressive. They're great in team fights. They work very well together, so I'm looking forward to seeing how they can apply that to this game as well against Team Keep Calm Pull Drones.
And we have top lane here with Udyr versus Lulu. Udyr's not really, Lulu is not really a person that you'd see at top lane. She was really intended from Riot to be kind of a support, but we have been seeing her doing a lot of top and mid lanes, especially with Voyboy at IPL 4 Las Vegas. We do have a gank here with Lollerfail. He does have red buff. Coley is activating his bear stance. Exhaust does go down. The red buff isn't going to keep going. The heal goes off, but it has ignite on him. But will they get the one last attack off? The flash goes off and the bear stun, and Coley will pick up first blood. That is 1-0 Vicious Delicious.
Wow, fantastic there. Between the exhaust, Lulu's slow was just not enough. Coley, even at level 3, is already so tanky with that turtle stance, and he could just shrug off any damage that Lulu could possibly try and get there. Even with the heal, she was going to go down. She's a very squishy champion. She was meant to be support, as he said, so she doesn't really have too much to say other than her shield.
And we do have pings going out here mid, and it looks like Yidra and Super Kyle, Foul Incident might actually find himself in a very tight situation. Exhaust does go down on both Shyvana and Mundo. Mundo will go down to the Defile and Q spam from Yidra, and that is another kill for Vicious Delicious. Super Kyle is probably going to get himself out of there. Wow, that is 2 kills for him. Shyvana basically going from top straight down the mid for another gank.
Absolutely fantastic. 5 minutes in, we already have 2 kills. They are being pretty aggressive and dominating their lane very early, going in for those ganks. And Siobhan is a fantastic jungler, as you know. She's very quick. Her ganks aren't the strongest, but if she can get the advantage on you, you're going to go down with her damage output.
And she's very strong as a counter jungle as well. Shyvana actually going up and taking Mundo's big golem. That's going to be pretty bad for him trying to come up for the rest of the jungle. We do have an interesting matchup, with Yidra and Ryze. Ryze is completely out of mana, while Yidra has the blue and red that he picked up from killing Mundo. And that is so much harass, and Ryze just can't keep up, because right now, Super Kyle is at 73 mana. He only has enough for maybe one Rune Prison, or maybe like a couple overloads to be able to dish out damage. With Karthus, doing the general strategy of picking up Race. Since we've kind of got away from bottom lane, let's check out how bottom lane's doing. It's just been kind of an even farm. Actually, not even farm. Beach has up 10 CS on Kog'Maw. Kog'Maw was forced to go back, and he picked up a Doran's Blade along with that. How do you think Sivir is going to do against this Kog'Maw Nunu?
Simmer, she has a great range. The poke ability on this champion is just fantastic. Looks like he's being very good with his mana, using a spell shield to keep his mana up and able to harass there. Kog'Maw did have to go back, so he's a little behind. He's a level behind. He's also behind on creep, as you said, and it looks like Nunu also had to go back as well. So they're gonna want to, play passively and get the farm up.
Yeah, and Beach was able to push up just a little bit for a couple ways. Beach has not gone back yet. Still has 40 CS, so she can probably go. She has about 1,200 gold right now, so she can probably pick up a couple Dorans and finish. Get her Berserker Greaves. You're taking quite a bit of damage from Kog'Maw. Taking down the 4 bars, and that's when she'll probably go back. We actually had a gank possibly happening top. Dr. Mundo was waiting out in the first brush, but because Dr. Mundo and Lulu were 4, while Coley was level 6, it was really difficult for Team Keep Calm Pull Drones to actually pull out a gank there. How do you think top lane's gonna end up, with Udyr having such a big advantage?
Lulu has already gone down once, which is a big disadvantage. It was also first blood, so that's going to hurt them. And it went down to Udyr as well. He is sitting, at 1-0 right now. And Lulu is keeping up in CS, which is probably the only thing she's going to be able to do right now. If she does get some gear, her harass will be great. I'm worried, though, because Udyr, like I said, is a very tanky champion. He can just, build his MR and probably shrug her off. So the best thing for Lulu to do probably is to farm up and then wait for team fights.
Yeah, and right now you can see Coley is kind of just zoning her out because he just has so much sustain with Tiger Stance. He did max Tiger Stance first, and it seems like he's gonna keep maxing that out. He did actually no, he got a 3rd level into Tiger Stance, so he's ready to go offensive and defensive at the same time. Lulu can't really match any part of his sustain, especially when he picks up the Wriggles. He'll just have way too much sustain for it to go in. His Turtle Stance could possibly hit for probably about 50 to 60 health per auto attack, and that's pretty big, staying in the lane. Lulu doesn't really have any big sustain that she can really use to keep up with that.
It's true. She has her shield and no healing abilities, so that's going to be a tough lane for her for sure. I wanted to direct your attention to mid lane. It looked like Lawlerfail was kind of camping out, waiting for Ryze to come out, but he didn't, so he's going to head up. It looks like they're going to move in on Mundo.
Yeah, it looks like pings have gone out on Mundo. Mundo is low, but with his once he hits 6, he does have Sadism, which does give him 40% of his HP back over 12 seconds, while losing I think about 20 to 25. 20% of the current HP. So, he did get low, he popped it, didn't lose that much HP from it, and the wall goes down. Super Kyle uses his flash out. I don't know if this was the best suggestion. I don't think he knew that Shyvana was kind of far off.
Yeah, I do think that he was worried about a gank. As you can see, there is no ward there, so Yidra is just, perfectly happy mana-wise right now, just happy to...
And top we have a gank, Lawlerfail hitting his ultimate off. He does have exhaust up. He does get the bear stance off. The heal goes off. They're gonna dive it. Oh, and the ultimate goes off. They could get 2 for O here, and they do. Coley gets a double kill, killing Lulu and Dr. Mundo. Dr. Mundo just trying to help Lulu in top lane.
Absolutely, great time for Karthus to ult. He did get 6 a while back. He is moving in on Super Kyle here, and it looks like Super Kyle will be able to get out. But that was a very, very close fight. Looks like Yidra was out of mana, so was unable to finish that fight there.
Yeah, and Yidra needs to remember that his Defile does take 42 mana per second, and that is really huge, especially during early phases where he does not have much mana. If he possibly just kind of kept it down and just kind of used his Q spam, he might have been able to finish off Rise. But Rise with his sustained damage, his Q cooldowns up so quick, he might have actually been able to finish Karthus off and just keep dodging those Qs.
Yeah, they're fixing that problem here. Yidra does pick up blue, as you see.
And Beach with the flash and the heal from bottom lane. Beach almost picking up the kill from Kog'Maw, but he did get heal baited, and he did waste his flash just trying to pick up that last kill on Kog'Maw.
Absolutely, this bottom lane is nothing short of exciting, just like I knew it is. Everyone is pretty low here other than Nunu, so I won't be surprised if we see Beach go home soon, because Kog'Maw is going to do just that, be able to ultimate. He is low on mana, however, so it will be pretty even.
But the thing, Beach is only sitting at about 500 gold, so I mean, he doesn't really have too much that he can actually go out and buy right now. I think the best thing for him to probably buy is, maybe if he does go back now, get a Vamp Scepter. They do clear the ward here. They put a Vision Ward down, and it looks like Team Vicious Delicious is going to pick up the first dragon of the game.
Absolutely, uncontested, perfect for them. They made sure it wasn't warded, and wow, did you see how fast that went down? They are a big damage output team. That was impressive.
Yeah, Shyvana and Udyr both have Wriggles right now. That is a lot of damage. That's a lot of Dragon and Baron control that they do have right now. And Yidra just getting a bunch of DPS on Super Kyle.
I agree. Looks like, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, it's all you, it's all you.
I was just watching mid here. Looks like Rise is back in the action. Top lane is still, Lulu is really hurting right now. She's 0-2. She picked up a Hextech Revolver, so that will give her a little bit of spell vamp, so she'll be able to sustain. But Udyr is sitting on 3-0 right now. He does have those Merc Treads, that's early magic resist, so...
And taking a look here, we look like Lawlerfail is going to be able to go on Dr. Mundo, but will she have the damage to be able to burst him down? Just kind of running on the side, throws a cleaver into her face, just basically to say, oh, hey, I'm here. Rise coming up here. Yidra might be able to take out Rise as well. We do have a team fight happening up top. Coley with the flash, and he does get polymorph, but he does get the stun off. Super Kyle will go down super fast to Yidra with his Qs. And Valor Incident was ulted by Sacred Infinity, just to kind of keep him up, because Coley's damage was doing a lot to him at that point in time.
Absolutely, that was a great dragon from Lawlerfail, right through the wall on top of Rise. And with that damage, he didn't really stand a chance. He did even catch a heal, but it just wasn't quite enough, and ultimately he went it down.
Yeah, and Shyvana and Karthus just damage together. Shyvana, all she really needs is just that CC or that extra knockback ability, and she can just wreak havoc on the people, with her Dragon Spite and her E, mixed with her W as well, doing a lot of magic AoE damage. We have Coley finding Dr. Mundo, but he activates Tiger Stance instead of Bear, and Dr. Mundo is going to be able to cleaver his way out of it.
Absolutely, those cleavers are really saving him, actually. Mundo being a naturally very tanky champion, he does build health, and his ultimate does heal him as well. So the cleaver slows, he's able to get away. It looks like he's going to start blue.
Yeah, and the thing is that Foul Incident is getting counter jungled pretty hard. Shyvana and Udyr have been able to, they've been adopting a bit of an M5 strategy, where, we do have them pushing the lanes. Karthus is pushing mid, Udyr is pushing top, which enables Shyvana to go in, take the race, and take golems as well. And, that really hurts Mundo, because right now he's sitting in he just actually hit 8 with those wolves. He's going to have to go back again. Mundo needing those extra early levels, to be able to be dominant in the jungle.
Yeah, Udyr is also out farming Lulu because, she had to go back so much. And I just wanted to point out it is 13 minutes in and 5-0. No towers down, but it does look pretty good for Vicious Delicious right now. I think they're just going to snowball from this point on, so it'll be fun to see.
And taking a look at the vision too, the ward that they had in River did just go out. But Team Vicious Delicious did have 3 wards at one point in time, while Team Keep Calm Pull Drones had none out. And they actually, Rise putting up his right by the Wraiths, possibly, kind of, I don't know why, because, he's not really pushing too hard, so he's not going to be able to pick up those Wraiths at any point in time, because, Karthus is going to be able to roam. Karthus actually going bottom. We could have an interesting dive gank here happening on Smokey, who's actually pretty low on HP at about 600 HP right now.
That's true, and Karthus' ult is up right now, so I think he's going to wait for the go from the AD carry and possibly go in with his Defile and his ult as well.
Yeah, and it looks like they're gonna keep pushing this lane out, and they're gonna try to get the creep wave up there so then they can actually initiate it. Here comes Karthus coming out with the gank here, and we do have it. We do have the wall coming up on Smokey. Smokey will go down super quick by Beach and Yidra's damage, and you know, Flying Candy Thong just too tanky for them to actually dive under the turret, so they will just pick up 1 kill and get out of it.
Absolutely, and Yudera didn't even have to waste his ult there. He just simply went in. Kog'Maw, you know, looking at his gear right now, he only has 2 Doran's Blades and a Vamp Scepter, so he was a delicious snack for Yudera there with no magic resist.
Yeah, and you know, Missing doesn't have the enhanced boots, so his movement speed is pretty low. It's probably about 355 right now. 355, yeah. So it's really hard for him to get away. And you know, they did actually try to do a gank on Foul Incident, or on Coley, with Foul Incident and Sacred Infinity, but they did not have the damage to be able to take out Udyr. Udyr was able to take Mundo down to almost nothing before Sacred Infinity had the clutch ultimate on him.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but I can totally tell that would happen there. Mundo is walking away with very low health. Sacred Infinity is he is maintaining his health a little better with that Hextech Revolver, but almost no damage going down to Udyr.
Yeah, and Yidra picking up blue here is going to give him a little bit more of an advantage onto Ryze. Yidra having 115 CS to Ryze's 77. That's really going to impact the game because Ryze does need that extra farm early. If he doesn't get that extra farm, especially at 16 minutes, only having 78, that's really going to hurt him because he kept getting pressed by the tower early, and he just didn't have the mana, you know, to be able to get all those last hits. So he's just basically just trying to, you know, keep an even keel and try to get back into this game.
Absolutely. You know, speaking of CS, I was looking bottom there, and Kog'Maw's still only at 68 compared to Beach's 120 CS though. So the AD carries, they do play a farm game, and if you don't have the farm, you don't have the gear, and you're not as functional. So hopefully Kog'Maw can get a little peace and quiet in his lane and be able to farm up and catch up to the Sivir.
Yeah, and it looks like Kage Moha is actually, and Beach just kind of not letting Smokey have that luxury, because I do know that Kog'Maw does have a relatively weak early game, you know, especially with Sivir as well, you know, being able to spell shield most of the damage that Kog'Maw actually puts out, and, you know, the extra damage that she just does to him because of how far she is ahead. You know, she has a kill over Kog'Maw, you know, like you said before, you know, she does have a 60 CS advantage. That's huge for a game. And, you know, they're just getting counter jungled. They're just all pushing the lanes. Like, they can't do anything to try to stop them counter jungling. They can't stop them from farming and, you know, pushing the lanes. And they are going to pick up a second dragon. Dragon has spawned, and it's going to be relatively free because Team Pull Drone, or Team,
Keep Calm Pull
Keep
Drone.
Calm Pull Drone. Sorry, it's hard to remember the name here. They are out of position to try to take that dragon, and Vicious Delicious does have a 6k gold advantage right now.
Yeah, and that's, you know, due to the AD carry, and then also the top lane, and even mid lane, they are just soundly being out-farmed. Looks like Beach is going to go ahead and take down this bottom turret here, which could be good news for Kog'Maw, because that will free him up a little bit of more safety to farm. But they're continuing to push as well.
That is quite true, because, you know, Kog'Maw does need that extra little bit, you know, to be able to keep farming. Especially not having the second tower, but Sacred Infinity actually taking top tower, which might not have been actually. Yeah, that is a great move by Lulu, because, you know, now she doesn't have to worry about protecting top anymore. She's not forced back like she was to Udyr, because Udyr's been roaming for most of the game. Even though they have even CS, Udyr has impacted the game a lot more. You know, by going to the dragons, you know, picking up extra things, and, you know, just holding the objectives. It's
true. If you look at Udyr's build, he did pick up that Wits End, so Sacred Infinity is going to be very, very hard up for doing any kind of damage here. It looks like everyone is gathering in mid. I wonder what's going to happen.
We could be seeing a Baron attempt happening. They do have 2 Wriggles, which means they do have a lot of Baron damage. They are all converging together, and they know that Kog'Maw is bottom, so there's nothing that they could do. They know that there's also no wards there because Lawlerfail does have Oracles, and with all the damage that they're able to put out with Arthas' Q, Lawlerfail's Wriggles, and Udyr's Wriggles, along with Beach popping the ultimate and 200 AD, able to take this Baron super quickly, and, you know, be able to go back in the lane. And now they actually garner a... Ooh, they might actually pick up Ryze here. The entire team's coming in, but they flash out. Super Kyle actually being able to protect himself, but mid tower is most definitely going to go down here.
That was an incredible early, you know, Baron attempt, and they did succeed. That just shows, you know, you gotta have the wards, even if you do know the other team has an Oracle trying to sneak a ward there. Having some kind of vision on Baron, because it will sneak up on you like this. They took it in, you know, 10 seconds with, you know, the Wriggles, like you mentioned, and they are just gonna, you know, their advantage is even bigger right now. Gold-wise, kill-wise, tower-wise, they're dominating.
And I feel like they should have known too, because all 5 members were actually gone for quite a bit of time. You know, it's kind of, they can't all be going back and they can't be all MIA for a while. You know, they do have double wriggles and they do have Karthus's single target damage, which is one of the highest in the game, right next to Cassiopeia there. You know, they do ping the ward being there. They're basically waiting for Shyvana to come across to finish that last ward off. But you know, they are converging onto mid right now. They are gonna try to take mid tower. Possibly, but you know, they have to be wary because, you know, Sivir is actually split pushing top or bottom. You know, Ryze is going to come up to help, but I don't think Ryze is going to have enough damage to take out Sivir. And we do have a team fight possibly happening mid, but they're actually just going to be able to back off and, you know, just kind of go off. They're actually able to save their mid tower. Ryze backs off with Sivir, and Sivir might get a free bottom tower on this.
Yeah, and Sivir, you know, looking at her gear right now, she has a BF sword and a pickaxe. She'll be able to sneeze on those towers and they'll go down. As you can see here, split pushing with Baron as well is no big thing for her. And, you know, keep calm pull drones frantically defending their mid tower there, and it looks like Vicious Delicious is posturing to take that mid tower as well. And we have Sacred Infinity caught out. We have Coley just decimating.
The damage output there, what she tried to do is she tried to put that ward in the brush just to kind of, you know, figure out where they are, and it's true enough, they were all in that brush. Coley able to get his bear stance off, and Yidra being able to throw his wall down to slow down Lulu, and Lulu had nowhere to go. The ignite being put onto Lulu as well as a couple of nice, well placed Qs by Yidra, just absolutely bursting him down. Yidra with 263 AP. Still has yet to get actually Sorcerer's Shoes, which is something different from what happened last night actually from the other Karthus, who actually went Sorcerer's Shoes first.
He rushed to those, yeah, so his ult can hit as hard as it possibly could early on. Looks like he's just going to grab a death cap and then going into his Sorcerer's Shoes. He's very well farmed, you know, he's sitting at 174, oh, there's the death cap. He's sitting at 174 farm. He's pretty much just been pushing Ryze around, who's only at 104, so.
Yeah, Ryze right now only has 4.5k total gold, while Karthus has 7.8. That's a 3k difference. That's pretty much the difference between, you know, picking up the, actually the Rod of Ages, pretty much. Like, it's pretty much a whole Rod of Ages ahead of Ryze. And, you know, actually Coley leveling up a little bit of Phoenix Stance to help push the lane. You know, generally I don't see Phoenix Stance coming up until like the last levels, because it's kind of something that you throw away. You either go Tiger or you go Phoenix. You don't actually relatively go both that early.
Absolutely. That's very interesting. They're just trying to do as much as they can with the Baron buff. About a minute left on it, I'm pretty sure, and we see Yidra taking a... No, go for it.
Oh yeah, Yidra is taking a bit of damage, but Super Kyle is going to get caught by Coley. Coley's bear stance does come off. He's Tiger stancing his way over. Will he get the bear stance off? The flash does go down on Flying Candy. He does get the ultimate off, but he does get knocked back by Janna, so he's not able to get that off. Yidra picking up the kill on Nunu, and Foul Incident popping his ultimate. Coley flashing and getting his bear stance off, and now he's just Tiger stance and orb walking his way over and picks up the quick kill.
Absolutely, and you know, Udyr is like famous for being able to just walk under your tower, kill you, and then walk away. He does have the help from Janna's shield there.
Coley being a bit aggressive here. Coley, the pillar, the wall was thrown down, and you know they weren't able to do anything because Lulu did have a very clutch ultimate on Ryze. But I don't know if now it's down though, they might actually be able to dive this.
I agree. Yeah, 9-0. You know, we have 5 towers down for Vicious Delicious, that's hard to say. Only 1 tower down, 14 keep calm pull drones, so they need to make something happen, and soon.
Do you think that keep calm pull drones is in a state of panic?
I can see that they're a little disorganized, you know, getting caught out, you know, walking into a bush without warding first. Oh, we do see some damage going down on Janna there. She got a little too close and caught some flack from Super Kyle on Ryze, but she has enough gear to walk away, which is exactly what she did.
Yeah, and Janna pretty tanky right now. You know, she did pick up a Ruby Crystal. She does have a Heart of Gold. She has most of the essentials for GP5. You know, other than you know the other items like Aver's Blade and you know Kaji's Lucky Pick. But you know most supports generally don't go those builds unless you know Kaji's Lucky Pick does happen on like Soraka's, or if you want to build a Deathfire Grasp, because actually Kaji's Lucky Pick does go into a Deathfire Grasp, which can help for a lot of games, especially if Mundo picked up his Mundo's actually going Force of Nature instead of actually picking up some more HP. Mundo's sitting only about 1600 HP, and that's going to be really detrimental for the team because they really need that extra tank in there.
It's true. You know, the rest of the team is relatively squishy. Nunu, of course, is able to... Oh, we see Beach getting caught out here. He will get snowballed from Nunu there, but he will flash. They're still going in, flying Candy Long, waiting to get another snowball down, and it looks like... Oh, he pops the heal, but he ultimately will go down. So the first kill for Keep Calm Pull Drones. Did you see why Sivir was all alone there?
Sivir was all alone because she was, actually she was taking the bottom turret, you know, she was kind of moving around. Not Nice is going out from Beat. She wanted to try to finish the inhibitor, but I guess they kind of all grouped up and chased her down. She was a little bit too far out and she did get herself caught. She was by the bottom brush, she was by the brush, she was waiting. I think she wanted to see, oh, severely disappointed. That's an interesting joke. We do have Yidra though, getting a bit of damage. We have Kajimaha getting his W on. The Q does go down on, and Smokey just getting absolutely obliterated, but Yidra getting himself caught by 4 people. The ultimate from Janna comes out, and Nunu's ultimate does get stopped, and they're going to be able to get away from this engage.
Yeah, that was a fantastic ult. You know, that just shows how Janna can save her friendly AP carry. You know, her ultimate's awesome, and it's just great for interrupting other ultimates and bouncing people away.
And another thing is too, some bad puns going out here, but Baron is spawning soon. It actually just spawned right now, so it looks like Team Vicious Delicious is gearing themselves up for it, but Team Keep Calm Pull Drones is not keeping calm right now. They do have to make a move here, but they're unable to do it because they do have to keep protecting their towers. Dr. Mundo up top protecting it. You know, the damage output, you know, from the double wriggles and Sivir's damage was at 215 right now with the Infinity Edge and the Zeal. Just Baron just absolutely just getting melted.
And there were no wards there at all. They had no... Well, I think they knew, but they definitely couldn't see it as well, so...
Yeah,
no
through the entire course...
to interrupt there.
Yeah, through the entire course of the game, you know, Team Keep Calm Pull Drones had very little vision on the map. You know, looking at the vision that they have right now, Kagimaho getting, you know, those 4 assists and the extra GP5s, GP10s. You know, they're almost Vicious Delicious as a 1 ward up in the random top part of the brush and one by the tri brush. But other than that, like Vicious Delicious's wards are amazing. Like they had 5, 6 wards up at one time here. And, you know, they're able to see a lot of things on the map.
I love that Janna is not the only one warding. Their entire team is not scared to pick up a ward and ward because vision is power. If you know where the opposite team is, you are going to be able to move safely. You're going to be able to not walk into brushes and, you know, get ganked by an entire team as we saw before. And you're going to be able to know when those big ticket items such as Baron and Dragon are going down. So...
And you generally see that in a lot of arranged 5s. You do see a lot of wards coming out. You know, it's still at different, you know, a lot of people in solo queue, and the Q from Yidra just taking out 1/4 of Lulu's HP right away. But, you know, a lot of people that do solo queue, you know, they rely on the support to grab all the wards, you know, just pretty much do all the work. But, you know, in arranged teams, you do see like the jungler, you do see the AD bot sometimes, even the AP mid, taking those extra wards just to give the team extra vision so they can see everything that's going on.
It's true. It's very important to prevent ganks early on. As an AP carry, I always ward both brush in the mid just so I don't get pounced on. It's always a good idea. So the support shouldn't be the only one buying wards.
And the team fight might actually break out here. They are getting pretty close. You know, Flying Candy Thong does get himself hit by a little bit by Sivir's boomerang. You know, he queued a minion accidentally. I don't think that was intentional, but Flying Candy Thong will go down. Throws the ult, kind of doing like a Nat Win type thing. Foul Incident just getting melted by Beach. And, you know, Smoke 33 does go down. We have Sacred Infinity and Super Kyle left. Kajimaha does get himself stuck under the Rise Ultimate and Rune Prison, dealing quite a bit of damage. Kajimaha is actually kind of low. The heals do go out, Beach is low, and Beach will go down from the Rune Prison and the Polymorph by Sacred Infinity and Super Kyle. So that is a shutdown spree for Sivir, who is the only person to die in this game so far.
Yeah, that was a lot of action going on. As you were speaking, Gitter almost got taken out as well. He was on the very outside of the wall there, and Rise brought him down pretty low, but he didn't quite die, and it was a really close one.
And meanwhile, while all this was happening, Udyr was pushing top, and Udyr is pretty much going to get a free tower out of this, because, you know, all the rest of the team's dead or very low on HP. There's no way they're going to be able to contest this. Udyr, who's 5-0, has a Wit's End, has the Randuin's Omen.
And a Zeal.
And a Zeal,
He's
yeah.
going to eat those towers.
And you know, Zeal works decently well with his Tiger Stance, which, you know, gives him an increased 40% attack speed and a dot over time. The extra increased attack speed, you know, he does give him probably about 1.7, 1.8 attack speed, which is really hurting a lot of the people from Keep Calm Pull Drones. And it looks like it's gonna hurt a little bit more as Coley does get the E off, and the wall goes down from Yidra. Yidra getting on Super Kyle. Super Kyle did get exhausted, and Yidra's Q landed perfectly. He's on a rampage. He's able to kill Super Kyle, and a flash happening from Coley and the ignite, but he's not going to be able to get it. Yidra does go down to Sacred Infinity, who flashed over, but Yidra actually able to pick up his kill with his passive. Lower Fail coming up top here, going up against Foul Incident. He did get exhausted with Kog'Maw and Foul Incident. They are able to take him down. The only person left right here is Coley, but you know, Beach and Kagemahu is actually coming up here. Coley brought himself down a little bit low, but Foul Incident is going to go down to Beach. Beach popped his ultimate, and the damage output that he's actually able to put out a Sivir with the red buff is just being ridiculous. Melting the team and picks up a triple kill.
Absolutely. That's what I'm talking about with the AD carry. You know, he farmed happily. He has all the gear he could possibly want. You know, we did see a couple people go down on Vicious Delicious, but, you know, help is here to save the day. Beach walked in, and, you know, we always say it's the janitor cleaning up, and he got a triple kill based on everyone else already being pretty low. So, looks like this will be GG in favor of Vicious Delicious.
Yes, and it will be going out there. He's like, you know, Sivir noob, no Penta. Just give a little bit of fun here, you know, just kind of. Coley is going down pretty low, and Super Kyle does get the kill. Beach is on a rampage. Sacred Infinity going down really fast, even though she does have her ult up. Foul Incident did pop his ultimate, but he has not enough HP to be able to sustain the damage from Udyr and Sivir. You know, Nunu doing an ultimate just to kind of have some fun here. Ultimates do go down. They will pick up a couple more kills. Beach picks up another kill. Picks up possibly a... Ooh, gets shut down by Nunu from the turret. And that is GG. Thank you for watching this really fun game. The purple team did surrender, and the Nexus does blow up again. That is a very interesting game and a fun scrim. It was a victory for Vicious Delicious. I'm Attackfang here. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Own3D. All you have to do is type those in and put /Attackfang. And here with me is 0ctaviah. You can find her on Twitter /0ctaviah. Make sure you put the 0 instead of the O. And this is it for today. I would like to say goodbye. And 0ctaviah, would you like to say anything?
Yes, it was a great game. Thank you guys so much, and thank you for watching. Have a great night.